Good morning. Good morning. It is my morning 5-minute stretch and hopefully inspire you to move your body and to just be positive. I am not a professional trainer, as you can tell. I just do this to get my body moving because it makes me feel good. I used to wake up with a lot of pain. Oh my goodness, my body would be so tight. And honestly, I haven't felt that in a long time, now that I think about it. But good morning. Let's take a few deep breaths. Here's my favorite. I love doing this stretch. It's like my favorite. And I can now touch my toes. Like I'm a cheat and pull it up a little bit. But I can now touch my toes. I just am now getting up and getting my day moving. But remember to move your body. Let it breathe. Look at my glasses are fogging up. It's hot. I don't know why it's hot in my room this morning. How are you today? It's Sunday morning here in beautiful California. We just had rain, and I love the rain. Rain calms me. I used to have a lot of anxiety, and I spent years reparenting myself because that's what I needed. I didn't grow up in a very healthy home. It wasn't like physically abusive or drunkenness running around getting beat up. But I didn't realize till I was older how dysfunctional my home was. Because there was no love. There was no, we weren't allowed to speak. There was a lot of shaming and guilting and teaming up, and that's not to blame. It's just my reality. It's not to point fingers at anybody, but it's just my reality. And I didn't have I spent my whole life looking for a mentor. My entire life. I remember as a kid always going to people's houses and wishing, God, I wish I had a family like that. And and I learned from watching other people's, watching my friends' families. My friends saved me. They saved me because they were like my safe place. Don't get me wrong, I had fun at home too. We had some fun times, but it was very unhealthy. So I spent these last years, reparenting myself. It's been a beautiful thing, and one thing I want to share, whether you came from a healthy home or not, if you don't get it from your home, you're going to get this lesson from out in the world somewhere. But learn to love yourself. We all say it. But you've got to stop, or I had to stop seeking other approval. I'll speak for myself because it's different for everybody. But I had to stop seeking my family's approval. And I had to stop seeking other people's approval. I was such a freaking people pleaser. I had no confidence, no self-love, none. I gave it all away. And it was okay because at the time, everything I did was out of love. And it was all I knew. But my word for the day is don't seek others' approval. It's nice when you get it, but the things you're seeking from other people, like the things I've sought from my mom, and I've tried to talk to her about all this stuff, but it just didn't go nowhere. So I had to start seeking it from within. And guess what? It's the most beautiful thing you can do. Because when you find your approval from within, the God-given right to honor yourself and to love yourself, nobody can take that away. Nobody. And I learned that early on when I was seeking, because I also sought for approval in books. I think I can sit down. I hope you guys can see me if I sit down. But let me put this on. But I also sought for approval in books. I would put a mat down, but I don't feel like it. I'm about to go for a 3-mile walk. But Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. I read that book, and it's about somebody who experienced the Holocaust. And man, that book changed my life. It gave me a perspective. I didn't realize how much it changed me, but it made me realize to go within. Because when you are in circumstances that you have no control over, you have to go inward. And that's something you can control. You can control. It takes work. Oh, it's not easy. It takes work. And it's hard because life is going to bring lessons. I have a brother in Australia. And there was a lesson for me in order to learn. Last minute he flew out here and we were having issues. I mean, I had an issue with him. But last minute he flew out and it wasn't a good time for me. And I normally would have bent backwards and all of that. But he made it clear to me when I was younger that he only came to visit my mom. And I never understood that because I thought he was one person that found value in me and my family. But came to find out later that wasn't true. And that was very hurtful. But I remember him saying, I only come to the States just to visit mom. And I thought, me too, right? Because he didn't like my sisters either. And I thought, oh, good, he understands they're mean. But come to find out, he was just as bad. But lesson that I learned, he came all the way out at the last minute. And I didn't go running and like I normally would have, people pleasing, and because he was just cruel in the later years. And I just decided, no, it was a lesson. It was a lesson life sent to me, and I knew it. When he came all the way out here, it was my lesson to finally take my power back and not people please and push myself aside. And I told my husband that. I said, he came all the way over here just for this lesson. And it was my first time ever putting myself first, because I had plans for me and my husband that we were going to just enjoy each other because our kids were out of the house. My son had took a trip to London with his school. And that was a lesson I learned. I said, you know what? My brother came all these miles across the oceans, and I better take this time to learn this lesson. And I did. I took care of me. I let him spend his time with my mother, and I didn't go trying to be super host. Not anymore. I didn't do that anymore. I stopped, and that was my lesson, and it gave me my power back. And a lot of it I put on myself. Sometimes we put this on ourselves. We have to be the super sister or the super daughter. Sometimes we do that to ourselves. And people will manipulate us to get that out of us. But I finally took the chance to say no. So I say all of that just to say, take your power back. Don't let people take your power by you running and doing everything everybody wants you to do. It's one thing to help people from a full cup. I was drained. My cup was so empty. It was dry. And I learned that I don't need their approval. And whatever they say about me, whatever I was afraid of them saying about me, doesn't determine who I am. God knows. And God knows you. And He knows what you've gone through. So today my word would be honor yourself. Honor yourself. And sometimes you have to step away from family, whether it's for a season, whatever it is for your situation, so that you can learn to hear your own voice, because they've been in your ear your entire life. If you come from the type of family I come from, just pushing you down, making you play small. You got to play small. So sometimes you have to step away, whether it's for a season or however long it is for you. And you have to learn to hear your own voice, to shut out the noise, shut out all that outer noise, and learn to hear what that inner loving voice is. So don't seek others' approval. If they approve of you, cool. If they don't, cool. So love yourself and realize that you are amazing and you're here for your own journey. It's an amazing journey once you stop trying to live everybody else's journey. Excuse me, and what everybody else puts on you. I'm not really paying attention to my stretches because I'm talking and I'm enjoying talking. But again, trust your inner voice. Stop giving your power away unless you need to, unless you want to. But approve of yourself. The things that you want from other people, like I would love honesty with my mom. I would love to have acceptance from my mom. I would love to have love, to feel truly loved and respected from my mom. But I'm not going to get that genuinely from her. So you know what? You got to learn to give all those things I'm wanting from somebody else. Give it to yourself. So guess what I do with me now? I accept myself. I give myself that love. I'm like, girl, Kathy, I love you. I got you. Oh, you need a hug? There you go. There's your hug. I love you. Oh, you need a mother's loving eyes to look at you and say, you matter? Guess what? I'm going to say this to you, and I'm going to say it to myself. You matter. You matter. You don't need somebody else to give that to you. Give it to yourself. And guess what? People are going to, my sister told me I was selfish, right? I'm trying to say, I'm trying to take time for me. See, y'all don't know my story because I would just try to be there for everybody. But I said, you know what? You're right. You're right. For the first time in my life, I'm going to be selfish. I'm taking care of me. And I didn't let that distract me. Did it hurt? Hell yes, it hurt. But guess what? I stuck with it. I rebuilt myself up when she tore me down by saying that. Rebuilt myself up. And I used to think that was weak. That's called hurt. And people can call it weak, whatever. But I built myself back up from that. And I gave it to myself. Okay. I'm about to go on my 3-mile walk. And I know I blabbed. And I know this may not have made sense. But learn to trust yourself and to trust that inner voice, that inner loving voice. And what you're seeking from other people, whether it's from a man, whether it's from family, whether it's from friends, co-workers, whoever, when it's outside of yourself, find that within yourself and you can do it. Trust me. If I did it, you can do it too. Sending you much love. Let life love you. Let life love you. Get out, get some fresh air, and have a great day. And know that you're amazing.